ICAC stands for Internet Crimes Against Children. The ICAC program is really the center of gravity around the fight against child exploitation.
There are 61 ICAC task forces in America. One of the main functions of ICAC is to investigate cyber tips.
Since I've been in our unit for 3.5 years, the amount of cyber tips that we're getting is just astronomical. We get, the weekly reports of the increased national numbers. We're definitely seeing a lot in our area. And in addition to just normal cyber tips, the chat cases that we're working, the peer-to-peer cases that we're working, it's only increasing, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere but continue to go up. So we have a lot of detectives doing as much as they can with the fewer resources we do have.
Even just one of those cases can take weeks. We have other cases that get put on the back burner because we don't have another choice. We just don't have the resources to make sure that we're getting to every single case.
I think some of the biggest challenges for the ICACs are the ability to keep up with the changing technology and the ability to afford and supply the forensics and cyber equipment that's so necessary for these investigations.
The US government spends about $4.5 billion on drug crimes. And the amount of money spent on internet crimes against children is barely over 100 million. So there's a big investment into the war on drugs and not a lot of investment on the war against our children being exploited online.
As an ICAC investigator, when we go into a house and we execute a search warrant, we're retrieving electronic storage devices. And then we want to be able to forensically examine them while we're still on scene.
The evidence that the suspect most wants to hide is what we most want to find. Some of the search warrants we go on, there's so many things to look through, we just don't have the resources. Often we don't actually know who the suspect is. It's an IP address. We can do our own searches and figure out who we think it might be within the home. We don't know until we get there or until we've seized their devices.
The old traditional days where you used to execute a search warrant and then take that stuff and leave the house and leave those children within that house and then go back to your computer forensic lab, you may be missing critical evidence and leaving a child who is being not only sexually exploited, but sexually abused.
So ICAC Connect is a brand new program that we're developing here at o.u.r Rescue. ICAC Connect is specifically focused at helping individual ICACs across the country to actually improve their mission footprint. It pairs perfectly with our ESD K9 program. It's the perfect combination of capability for a police department or an ICAC to have the K9 that can find the devices and the critical evidence, and then have the tools and the technology to analyze and extract and exploit that evidence.
Every year in all 50 states, we are funding equipment and technology for police departments. Tools like Cellebrite and Gray Key are some of the tools out there that give police officers the ability to get into a suspect's phone. It's by far our most requested tool by law enforcement because they are very costly. And every time you get into a phone, it costs money. It takes a lot of expertise to be able to investigate ICAC cases. So we provide scholarships for these officers. We will send them to certification courses. We're going to get them the expertise that they need so that they can go back to their jurisdiction and do a great job in investigating these crimes.
The value of that for law enforcement is priceless. Every ICAC task force, without a doubt, should have this software in their hands and those tools readily available so they can do their job and prevent children being sexually abused and/or sexually exploited.
If you are interested in protecting children in the communities that you live, this is a program that will deliver immediate results in terms of the ability to reduce the backlog of cyber tips, to be able to show that your support and contribution to o.u.r Rescue has a very, very specific operational impact in the community where you live.